Hi folks, Jim Lyon from Limestone City Fishing Charters out of Kingston, Ontario. As you can tell, I'm out on the lake today. Yesterday was a write-off, high winds, rain, not a nice day. And they called for a better forecast today, so I didn't have a charter, and I made 5 calls. Nobody could come fishing, so hey, I come out by myself. It's a little rougher than they said it was going to be, but it's really no big deal for the Ranger 621. This year I was fortunate enough to get on the offshore tackle Team Canada, and I greatly appreciate Mr. Greg Horkey and the DeShano family for allowing me that privilege and the opportunity to showcase their fine products. And by far one of the most popular products they have is the offshore board. Everybody uses the offshore board. There are a few knockoffs. I won't make a comment on those. These are made in the United States of America. Everything that offshore makes is made in the United States of America. So anyway, one of the products that I wanted to use this year is because our fish are so big on Lake Ontario, we figure our average walleye size is probably 7 pounds. We get fish up to 16. I personally have a 16-pound walleye. So with a traditional release, your line stays pinned, your board, stays pinned onto your line. So if you get a big fish on, that board sinks, then all of the torque and all of the, everything is against your favor. It's all basically for the fish. So this year I wanted to try the offshore Sam's Pro Release, they call it. And I struggled with it at the start of the year. I couldn't figure out a system. I tried every technique that I saw different guys on the internet use, and for whatever reason I couldn't get it to work. So I'm pretty stubborn. I don't like to give up. So I finally have a system down that it works amazingly well. And the key to it is I mounted my Sam's Pro Releases on the bottom of the tow arm, not on the top where the indentations are. So I mounted it on the bottom of the tow arm. I also angled it forward a bit. So you can see I'll have a straight line pull from my rod to the planer board. So I use braid exclusively. So you double wrap. The key is you have to double wrap behind your red pin, all right, your red clip with the pin. So take the line. Now this isn't the line I use, but you can see it. So the trick is you have to wrap it from the top, starting at the collar, and wrap it around 4 or 5, 6 times. And you wrap it around 4 or 5, 6 times, and then you lock it in. All right. So that's how it looks. That's how it looks. Looks like that. All right. So fish hits, pops off, swings around like that. No extra weight. The board can sink if you have a big fish, but there's no torque. It just goes back and forth. Works extremely well. I'll show you this one more time. You start at the top. You got to leave yourself some slack. You start at the top. Make 4 or 5 wraps. All right. Snap it. There you go. Now you'll notice one thing. The line at the top here, if you got to keep it away from those tensioning screws right there. These tensioning screws at the start of the year, my line was getting caught in them until I figured out this. And if it gets caught, then it won't release. So on the left board, the tensioning screw goes underneath, all right, on the left board. But on the right board, you have to have it so the tensioning screw is on the top. And in both cases, the bobbin, the pin, will be facing forward of the board, pointing towards the face of the board. All right. So the tensioning, you got to keep your line away from it. It gets caught. So again, one more time. I have that set up like that. My board's out. Pull it. Pops off. There you go. Double pin. And it's really important to keep a bit of slack between them on when you have to do the double wrap. One of the biggest tips with these offshore boards, I've had a couple of these boards for 25 years, and as a matter of fact, this one here has the original stainless steel arm that they used probably 25 or 30 years ago. And from time to time you'll lose a board, whatever. Somebody drives over your line, or you forget to put it behind the pin or something like that. So the most important thing is put your name and your phone number on the planer board. You put your name and your phone number on the planer board. I also used a Brother P-Touch and made up labels and put them on. Over the years I've lost 4 planer boards, and I've got 3 of them back, and 75% average is way better than I did in high school. So anyway, if you should really try these offshore, the Sam's Pro releases. If you reach out, send me a message through YouTube if you need any further advice or anything like that. But these things work very, very well, and I'm extremely happy with them. All right, so anyway, thanks for tuning in, folks.